Sego. My name is Nadine Montour. I'm the post-secondary counselor at the Kahnawake Education Center. And today we're here to discuss some current educational issues for the 2011-12 school year. And joining me today is...
Petal McCumber. I'm currently the Pathways Coordinator at Kahnawake Survival School. This is my second year at this school. I'll also be doing a dual role as the career counselor.
Sego Donawai Hawi Lahash, Director of Education. It's my second year. We're here today to talk about a couple of upcoming things for the school year. One of the main issues that we would like to inform the community is to go back a little bit and talk about the KSS diploma issue that came forth last year as a priority based upon the fact that a student had approached me early in the fall and had asked for information on getting a letter from the Education Center stating that the diplomas from Kahnawake Survival School were accepted at post-secondary and vocational training institutions. I began researching this and looking for the documents that were being referred to. Upon my research, I uncovered that the document that was being used was the teaching brevet to certify that the teachers who worked in Kahnawake could receive their brevet from the ministry. There was no document that pertained specifically to the KSS diploma. It was by extension, if the teacher would receive certification, then the students then would be accepted as being a valid diploma. At one point, all of the curriculum was brought to the ministry. At that time, it was Noel Burke, and they sat down and they went through all of the documents and approved the curriculum. That, however, was about 15 years ago, and since then, no steps have been taken. So we began doing more research. I contacted the ministry, who now in charge is Leo LaFrance and Christy Brown. They began doing research on their end as well. I had several meetings and had community meetings, parent meetings at KSS as well, to bring this information and to explain that we were looking at this situation to ensure that no students were receiving rejection letters when they applied to CEGEP come the spring. So both Petal and Nadine had joined at that point and started working on it because it's an impact to our students graduating and future grads from KSS. So we began all of that research, bringing the information forth, and then we moved into second meetings and looked at other communities, because other communities, we began researching what are they doing in their schools. So most of the French communities write the ministry exams. Many of the French communities write their own exam and have them approved by the ministry. They give them options of writing their own history exam, writing their own language exam. Other communities, English communities, write some of the ministry exams and some of their own exams. In particular, Kahnawake writes the exams at their neighboring provincial high school. They write the exams in Lake of Two Mountains. So the issue with that is then their transcripts come from Lake of Two Mountains and not from their school. So we began doing all of this research and we formed a team. So at this point, we have a team of people working together to look at how we can ensure our students' transferability.
At this point, I'm just to elaborate a little bit on some of the work we've been doing in the team. I guess there's a lot of discussion around issues that have been coming up and taking different opinions. So over the years working as a counselor in the Kahnawake education system, I've had the opportunity to work with many students. And I've also seen different problems that did come up over the years with the diploma. And we've had students who have tried to apply to different vocational schools and were refused. And students were very angry, their parents were angry. But because there was that lack of relationship with the ministry and we hadn't really made any conscious effort, I guess, at that time. And there's also too the other situation is that we were aware that parents and the community may not be in support of it, but we want people to also hear our side as to why we think that it's important and why we have to consider some changes. We're not just thinking in the now, we're thinking for the future of the school. And it's just for long-term benefit.
Because at this point, they've given us the opportunity to work with them.
Yes.
They're open to our plan. They are asking, what is it that our community wants in place to ensure this transferability? They are at this point not dictating anything to us, and they are asking for us to come to them and say, this is the plan that we have for our students from KSS. So we have several meetings around this, and we are going to be informing community, asking for input. It's important that we get your input, because the three of us, as well as the other people that are a part of the team that represent various aspects of the school, as well as the parent involvement, are here to obtain feedback, because we work for the students, we work for the parents, we work for the community. So it's important that we obtain that feedback.
One of the other issues that came up when in our discussions was that what I've noticed over the years is that a lot of students who are graduating from KSS, a lot of them end up going to an adult education institution anyway, whether it be Nova or PAC or anywhere in the city. So what ends up happening is we have students leaving KSS with the diploma, but then the next year they're at Nova and they're going to get their ministry diploma anyway, or their ministry credits. What we want to try to avoid is putting students in a position like that, where students are in a high school, they're in a high school program, and if they choose to get their KSS diploma, which is an automatic given because that's the school's diploma, but give them the option to be able to take the Quebec ministry exams, so they'll also have that transcript, and when they are applying to CEGEP, that there will be no issue. They can be accepted, and there will be no fear of being your acceptance being retracted or any type of problems with it.
Exactly, because from the meetings that were done last year, what some of the parents were suggesting was that we actually go and meet with the CEGEPs, because they talked about how when we went to meet with when they in the past went to get certification for the school, they met directly with institutions trying to obtain that certification. So we did do that step. Both Petal and I last year went to all of the local CEGEPs. We met with them. The answer that we were given at that point is that right now the ministry has not given them any direction not to accept the diplomas, but should they give them that direction, even as late as September of this year, they could refuse students at that point and revoke their acceptance based on the fact that they do not have these transcripts with the credits, in particular in math and science. So that's where we've left off at this point, and we're now looking at building a plan.
I think one of the things that goes along with what Donna just said is that we don't want to have to, on September 1st, deal with this issue every single school year. We want to be able to make long-term plans for our students, and then that way the students can feel comfortable, the parents can feel comfortable. There won't be an issue with on a case-by-case or a year basis where we have to be on edge wondering if at some point the ministry is going to pull the KSS diploma. So we're here to really try to gain parent support and hear your opinions, and maybe what we have in our summary, we came up with some options. Maybe there are other options that we didn't think of yet and that the parents can offer to us. That's why we really, really need your support. We really need you to come to the meetings, which are going to be held in September. And in a few minutes, when we come back, we'll get back to those dates and times.